Why, hello there, random dancer on the internet. My name's Ian.
And my name's Lindsay.
And this is a Ballroom Blitz. Welcome back, Ballroom Blitzers. Today we are in the world of modern waltz and we are doing the hesitation change. Let's have a look. Steps 1 to 3 of the hesitation change we have already blitzed because they are exactly the same as the first 3 steps of the natural turn. We'll leave a link in the description if you want a more detailed refresher. Just hit that one up and you will get all the information you need to know. We're going to give you a quick demonstration, but then we're going to get to the action steps 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2 and close. 1, 2 and close. So steps 1, 2 and 3 of the natural turn. Exactly the same, the leader driving forward on the right foot, ending backing line of dance ready for the follower to drive forward on their right foot. If we were doing a natural turn, we would basically repeat with halves swapped, if you will, and that would be the natural turn. We're now going to change it up and turn it into the hesitation change. The first thing to think about though is the follower still needs to drive forward. We can't skip that step. We've set it up. We've invited them to drive forward because leader's your backing line of dance. And so that is step 4 of the figure, or step 1 of the hesitation portion. Followers, you're going to drive forward on your right foot. Leaders, you are about to perform what's called a heel pull. It starts, as I've just explained, with the follower driving forward. They'll be on their right foot, so you are going backwards down the line of dance on your left. This will be quite straight. We can't turn or do too much with the power step. We want to absorb the power and use it later. What we're going to do now over the next 2 steps is we're going to drag this heel beside or pull this heel beside the other foot. So we're sliding this back, keeping it in contact with the floor. We're going to keep now our whole foot in contact with the floor as we go back. So we're not releasing the heel as we would if we were taking another backward step. We're going to keep it nice and flat on the floor, commencing to turn over this step. So as we get to the point where we can no longer keep our heel on the floor, maybe a little bit before that, we're going to start to turn over both heels. So you can see my feet are not moving here, and I'm going to settle into my right leg. Now, the reason we call it a hesitation change is even though we have 3 beats to fill, we have 4, 5 and 6, we only have 2 steps or 2 weight changes or footfalls. So we're being driven back on what would be 4. We perform the heel pull, turn over both heels on 5, and we hesitate, for want of a better word, on 6.
So followers, picking it up from that 4th step, the leaders have already turned us around. We should have a nice clear path looking down line of dance. Our leader is here and we are, as Ian said, going to drive at them. It's going to be straight through their feet. Don't try and avoid them on our right foot. Drive. Now, the issue is that we don't know at this point, unless it's been prearranged, what kind of a natural turn this is. We actually don't know that this is a hesitation change at this point. It could be a natural turn, it could be a spin turn, it could be an impetus. We're not sure. So all we know is that we have to drive forward on that right and then sort of wait to see what happens. So we drive forward on the right. We're ready to go on our left, and the move that Ian just did, that heel pull, will sort of keep us low. There's no rise in this one, and it'll sort of swing us round, but it'll be quite a sort of low step. So we'll end up going sort of sideways and around our partner on the left, and then there's that hesitation on that very last beat. Your foot might sort of slide in a little bit underneath for balance. We want to be nice and balanced with our weight still on our left foot. We'll be ready to go backwards on our right after that. So after step 3, we then have 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the really big difference, the main obvious difference between a natural turn and a hesitation change is that right at the end you are on the opposite foot to what you would be if you were to do the other move. If you do a natural turn, you have 6 steps, you have 6 weight changes. Leader commences going into it on the right foot, and he would have to move out of it in the next figure using the right foot first. If we put in the hesitation change, we drop one of those weight changes in the last 3 steps. So as you exit the figure, the first step of the figure coming afterwards, following on, would have to start on the leader's left. Now, this is where the not rising and the not inspiring you to close your feet must come in. You can't do a hesitation change without staying low or getting yourself to a position where it feels somewhat unnatural to close your feet and change weight. That's why we don't worry about bringing the feet up and under us. It's why we stay low. It's sort of all the things that the heel pull will give you if you do the heel pull properly without trying. So we don't have to try and stay low if we do our heel pull properly. We don't have to try and not close our feet if we're doing the heel pull. This brings us to a very important point that I know a lot of social dancers have trouble with, and it comes from looking at people performing these sorts of moves in competition and medals and other things like that in a very inspiring way. Your hesitation change is not a line shape. You are not trying to get big sway and body shape in this figure. Why? Because it will pull you up onto your feet. It will make you want to close and change weight. It will pull your follower around and onto one foot. And if you've ever been a follower and you've hopped around at the end of a hesitation, this is why. We're trying to get too much sway and lift at the end. Just cut it out. It's bollocks. Stay low. Don't close your feet and enjoy the figure coming out of it.
And may all of your daydreams be memories, and may all of your memories be sweet. The weeks turn to months, and the months into...
And there we have it, the hesitation change in modern waltz. Really useful, and if we keep low and do that heel pull, really easy. Great for corners if you need to hesitate out of it and come out with a slightly different direction, or you don't have maybe enough room for your spin turn, but also really great down the side of a room. And if you need to on a busy social floor, a little bit of time to catch your breath and then re-envisage the floor so that you don't have to stop entirely. Very useful, very easy going. Stay nice and flat and have fun with it. We're going to come back and keep going with all our natural type figures between quick step and modern waltz. There are a few more to go, and we're getting to the point where we can now interconnect them and get them all working a lot more easily as we know much more about all of them together. So stay tuned for many more blitzes. Let us know what you would like us to blitz in the future, and we will catch you in the next one. Well, that's it for today's Blitz, guys and girls. Don't forget to like,
Comment,
share,
and subscribe.
Catch you next time.